Okay, yep. All right, so if I know that my hair is already 8 inches long and I want it to get to 10 inches, how many inches do I want it to grow? How many inches am I looking for it to grow? It starts at 8 and I want to get to 10. Kayla.
2 inches.
Okay, so I would do 10 minus 8 equals 2 inches. Okay. Now, to set up my proportion, I'm going to make two ratios that are equal to each other. So how can I write a ratio that says my hair grows ½ inch in 1 month? What would that ratio look like? My hair grows ½ inch in 1 month. I want to write a ratio that states that my hair grows ½ inch in 1 month. What would that ratio look like? What would that ratio look like? Go ahead and pass to Garrett.
Yeah, I don't trust myself. Why would you trust me?
Go ahead, Garrett.
Never trust it.
How would I write a ratio for a ½ inch?
1/2 to 1.
Good. 1/2 inch in 1 month. All right, isn't that a ratio? All right, that's a ratio that says my hair grows ½ inch in 1 month, and you should be writing this down. Oh. Okay. Now, if you remember, a proportional relationship is a relationship where we have equivalent what?
Fractions.
Equivalent fractions, or another word for fractions is ratios, okay? So I want to set up equivalent ratios. So if they're equivalent, that means that they're what? Equal. So I'm going to put this equal to. Okay? How many inches is my hair growing?
4. 1.
How many inches is my hair growing?
½ inch a month.
½ inch a month. What is the total length of inches that my hair is growing? From 8 to 10. How many inches is it growing? 2 inches. So then, would inches go on top of my ratio or on bottom of my ratio? On top. Why? Why is it going on top? Because that's really important. Diamond.
Because the inches is on top and the months are on bottom.
Because the inches are on top and months are bottom. So you're going to keep your units with your units. So I'm going to put 2 inches here. And then I need to put my months. Do I know how many months?
No.
No. What can I use for something in math when I don't know how many of something? Ryan, are you with me? What can I put in math when I'm not sure what the value of something is? Kayla? In X, or a variable, any type of variable. So I'm going to put X months. Okay. So all I've done right now is just set up a proportion. A ½ inch in 1 month is going to be equal to 2 inches in however many months. I'm not sure what that is yet. Okay. Now there's 2 different ways that I can then solve this now. I can think to myself, a ½ inch times what will give me 2? What would I have to multiply 1/2 inch by to get to 2 inches? Jack. 4. I would have to multiply it by 4. So if I am getting equivalent ratios and I multiply the top by 4, what else must I do? What else must I do? If I multiplied the top, if I multiplied the numerator by 4, what else must I do? Sheep. Same thing to the bottom. So 1 month times 4 equals how many months? 1 month times 4 equals?
4.
4 months. Okay? That's one way of looking at it. I could also do the same thing with something called cross products. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite my proportion. A ½ inch in 1 month is equivalent to 2 inches in X months. With proportions, the cross products are going to be equal. That means that a 1/2 inch times X is going to be equal to 1 times 2. What's 1 times 2? 1 times 2 is 2, okay? And that's going to be equivalent to a 1/2 inch. What's a 1/2 inch times X? How do I represent a 1/2 inch times X? How do I represent 1/2 times X? Jack.
You put 1 and then a little dot and 2 and then.
What do you mean by dot?
Oh no, dot means time. Alright, you do half and then you do dot and then X.
And I don't even need to include the dot. I would just do X. So 2 equals 1/2 X. Now you guys are probably looking at this and being like, oh, now I have a fraction. And you guys are like, not looking forward to doing this at all. But when I don't have a fraction, it's going to be a little easier. But who remembers from a couple weeks ago when we talked about division and saying dividing by a fraction is the same thing as multiplying by?
1.
When have you ever heard me talk about decimals? Multiplying, division is the same thing as multiplying by, it's an R word,
Ratio.
reciprocal, okay? Dividing is the same thing as multiplying by reciprocal. So because this is multiplication, I would have to undo it by dividing. But dividing by a fraction is the same thing as multiplying by a reciprocal. So what's the reciprocal of 1/2? Sydney? 2. And we can just say 2, right? So instead of dividing by 1/2, I can multiply by 2. So that means 2 times 2 equals 4. And my 1/2 and my 2 cancel out, and I'm left with just X. So my answer would be 4 months. Okay, so that's now 4 or 5 different strategies that we use to solve the exact same problem. Okay, personally, I like this one, but the cross products, when I don't have fractions, cross products are a lot more simple, but they're still possible. Okay, so do you have to use cross products? No. Do you have to use equivalent ratios? No, but you need to have a strategy to help you come up with this. So now the next part of this is you're going to answer number 2. And number 2 is